Let's try this again. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Monday Night Football. Not sure what was going on right there, but we're back and plugged in. Let's hop back into what we were talking about. So, Dak Prescott, like I said, playing at an MVP level so far this season, 4 straight games of 3+ passing touchdowns. I mean, this Cowboys offense, quite frankly, has been one of the best in the league overall. I mean, they haven't necessarily put up the points to align with that, but the yards every single game has been amazing. Let me take a look at the team stats real quick, and I can give you some more info on that. Cowboys offensive leaders, second in the league in yards per game. And you know what? Actually, I was wrong. They're second in the league in scoring as well. They're averaging 30.8 points per game. Defensively, look, let's be honest. This Cowboys team is not great. They're second to last in the league in allowing points per game, 31.3. They are atrocious. Meanwhile, the Cardinals have been pretty damn good on defense. Their points per game has not really aligned with that. I believe they're 1, 2, 3. We can actually look at their defensive statistics right here. Let's see. Cardinals against, they're 22nd in the league in receiving yards per game. They're pretty good against the run, fairly decent against the run, but tight ends are their weak point here, having almost 70 yards a game to tight ends in the air. And then meanwhile, the Cardinals on offense have just been plagued with injury after injury. Kyler Murray, is he playing tonight? I don't believe so. He's questionable as of today. The game is taking place at 7:15 Central. So we're about an hour and 45 minutes away from game time. Let's take a look at Kyler Murray. Let's see if he's going to play tonight. Cardinals make official Kyler Murray decision versus Cowboys. Sports Illustrated 23 minutes ago. Cardinals Kyler Murray is not expected to play tonight per source. Head coach Jonathan Gannon said the team would wait until closer to game time to see if Murray could still have a role in the game, but that is not the plan. So looks like Kyler's not playing tonight, and that has really been the major part of the issue with this Cardinals offense. Put up 23 and 27 in their last couple of games, but this game versus Tennessee blew it. The game versus Seattle, they blew it. The game versus San Francisco, they blew it. The game versus the Colts and the Packers, they've blown it. I mean, this Cardinals team is actually right there. Look at these 5 combined losses. 1, 4, 1. So that's 5, 9, 13. 5 losses by a combined 13 points. Arizona is not that bad of a team. Their record definitely does not reflect where they're at as a unit. I mean, they started off the season pretty damn good, winning versus New Orleans on the road. And then Carolina, that's a great looking win now. But look, you play some division rivals in San Francisco and Seattle. You lose those games to game-winning field goals. You blow it versus Tennessee. I mean, they were up, 21-6 or something like that in the fourth quarter. I mean, they had the touchdown. They had the fumble. They got recovered in the end zone for a touchdown. Kyler Murray had that weird fumble on like the 20. Just issue after issue that Arizona has had for quite some time. I mean, that game versus the Colts on the road, should have won that one. It's just been a disappointing season so far for Arizona. Meanwhile, the Cowboys have just been up and down. The game versus the Philadelphia Eagles, they started out blazing. Hefty Lefty, welcome in, my friend. Hope all is well with you. Yesterday was a rough one, my friend. Did not do well on the slate whatsoever. I think we ended up going like 8 and 9 correct picks and like 11 or at least 11, maybe even more than that incorrect picks. It was brutal, but that is okay. We are moving on to better and brighter things. I haven't had any. Oh, yeah, that's right. Indeed. Great call with that touchdown play. He was there in the moment. Barner, also scored that touchdown on the tush push. That was crazy. Did not see that one coming. But let's keep looking at this Cowboys team. We have an up and down Cowboys team. Loss, win, loss, tie, win, loss, win, loss. It seems like they bounce back pretty well against, after losses. That game versus Green Bay, 40-40, that's a really good quote unquote tie. I mean, obviously you don't want to have a tie, but I mean, when you're going up against one of the Super Bowl favorites in the NFC, it's not that bad. A tie is not that bad. Meanwhile, you know what? I'll tell you what, the Cardinals would love a tie in any of these 5 losses. So, that being said, I think this Cowboys team is a little bit healthier than the Cardinals right now, especially considering that Kyler Murray is probably not going to play. He's definitely not going to be the full-on starter. We're going to see Jacoby Brissett the majority of the night. Kyler could have just a little bit of a influence in this game, but I doubt it very seriously. Meanwhile, BJ Ojolari is out. Walter Nolan, I don't believe he's going to play. Let's see if I could find a good update about him. Let's see. Walter Nolan. Oh, he's been activated off the PUP list. He's set to make his Cardinals debut tonight. So Walter Nolan, that's a name to keep out for. Defensive lineman from Ole Miss last year. Really liked his game. He was originally from Texas A&M. Transfers to Ole Miss. Had a okay career there. Not the greatest in the world. I believe he was a first round pick. Yeah, first round pick from Ole Miss. 16th overall to the Cardinals last year. Meanwhile, BJ Ojolari is out. I think I already said that. Cody Simon has been dealing with an illness. Let's see. Oh, Will Johnson. That's another one that I think is pretty important for the Cardinals. The Cardinals secondary has been shot this season with injury. Yes, Pascal says Kyler Murray is officially ruled out. Okay. I just saw a report that says he might have a limited role, but him officially being ruled out, that's not surprising. Let's see. Questionable to face the Cowboys. I don't see any official injury updates. Let's see if I can get something from Underdog here. Underdog Sports. Underdog NFL. Let's see if they've got something. Let's see. Will Johnson. Nothing official, so it looks like he's still going to be questionable here. If anybody else has got an update, let me know. By the way, Pascal, welcome in, my friend. Hope things have gotten better for you. Things have not turned around yet, but I'm sure that they will for me. Let's see. Let's continue here. Cooper Beebe, questionable. Now, this is a guy who I really thought was going to end up being like an all-pro caliber lineman for the Cowboys. Had a really good season last year. I believe that was his rookie year out of Kansas State. Very solid. He was activated today off of injured reserve. So this is a huge addition to the Cowboys offensive line. Activate. Let's see if is he gonna play though? Is he gonna be let's see, activated, a few more roster spots. See it on Underdog NFL. Okay. Gotcha. Malik Davis been sidelined. Okay. Well, it looks like Cooper Beebe is going to play tonight. Not sure if he's going to start, but I'm sure we'll see him in some kind of rotational capacity. Once again, this is probably the best or second best interior offensive lineman for the Cowboys. So that's massive for the run game. Meanwhile, Siobhan Revel Jr., that rookie out of East Carolina, I believe, he's out. Donovan Wilson, safety, he's out. Jack Sanborn's out. Elijah Clark is out. Looks like a few injuries here for this Cowboys defense, specifically on the back end, like in the linebackers and secondary. So that's something to keep an eye out for. Unfortunately, the Cardinals are not known for pounding, or not known. They're known for running the football, because Jacoby Brissett, I don't believe, has been 320 actually is pretty impressive against the Colts. 279 against the Packers. You know what? I stand corrected. Looks like he's been playing okay. 4 touchdowns, just 1 interception. The Cowboys secondary has been one of the worst in the league so far this season. They are 31st in allowing pass yards per game, 273.13. And one of their biggest problems is the fact that they cannot get to the passer. Let's see how many sacks they have on the season. They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They are 25th in the league in sacks. They only have 15. So I'm sure that is contributing to this 273.13 yards per game in the air. I mean, they're not great against the run either. They're 28th in the league, or no, 30th in the league in allowing rush yards total per game. Man, that defense is atrocious. Oh my gosh. So, I mean, they're 30th in rush yards allowed, 31st in receiving yards allowed. They're 31st in scoring allowed. I mean, basically, the Cowboys defense is a hot knife, or no, they're the butter in every offense that they play as a hot knife, and they're just running straight through that, man. Absolutely craziness. Meanwhile, the Cardinals running back room has been demolished by injuries. James Conner is out for the season. I believe he tore his Achilles or maybe he tore his ACL. Either way, season-ending injury. Trey McBride has had an okay season so far this year. I thought that DeMarcado was going to end up being the starter, but of course, that game versus Tennessee, he has that big carry, and it ends up being a fumble out of the back of the end zone because he let go of the football just 1 yard too soon. Very curious to see how this is going to end up working for Arizona throughout the rest of the season. Meanwhile, the one spot that the Cowboys apparently are elite at is they do not give up touchdowns to tight ends in the red zone. Trey McBride, number one red zone target guy. His anytime touchdown is plus 106. Marvin Harrison Jr., 137. And then Bam Knight, I'm going to be quite honest, guys. I've never heard of Bam Knight. This is not a guy. I mean, the last time that he played a game was October the 8th, 2023, before playing these games with Arizona. The last time that he had a rushing attempt was September 2023. So no disrespect to Bam Knight. Shout out to grinding your way all the way back to being a starter for a football team that needs a running back desperately. That's insane that he's on an NFL roster and starting. Last week, 14 attempts, 57, or no, 2 weeks ago. They're coming off a bye. So 14 attempts, 57 yards. There's nothing I really like player props wise as far as Arizona goes that I can think of off the top of my head. If anybody else has plays that they want to talk about, please throw them in the chat because, quite frankly, I am at a loss for words when it comes to what I think about this Arizona team going into this game. Let's see here. Marvin Harrison Jr., his prop is at 59.5. I mean, this Cowboys defense has been really soft against wide receiver ones. They've been stronger than most. Michael Wilson, his line's at 27.5. I mean, he has seen an uptick in production with Jacoby Brissett as the starter. It seems that they're going to be slinging the rock a little bit more than usual. They actually throw 54% of the time, which is not actually surprising considering the injuries to the running back room. Zay Jones also has seen an uptick in production. His line's at 20.5. That's pretty low considering his lines here are fairly surprising. But let's continue. Trey McBride, I mean, I guess, 6.5 catches is his line. That's minus 134. If you go to 7.5, plus 136. He's averaging over his last 3 games around 7 catches for 60-ish yards per game, 3 touchdowns in his last 2. I mean, Trey McBride is like the epitome of consistency when it comes to being a tight end. I mean, look at the target share, right? He shares 30% of the load here when it comes to getting targeted. The Cowboys have actually been pretty good against tight ends. Now let's look at this. Let's look at the tight ends that they've played. Dallas Goedert, Theo Johnson, Cole Kmet, Tucker Kraft, that's one to look out for. Mason Taylor had 9 catches, 67 yards against them. Zach Ertz, 3 catches, 37. Evan Ingram, 4 catches, 36. Zay Jones, anytime touchdown. Okay, Hefty, I see you. What's his anytime touchdown sitting at? Plus 450. It's kind of a juicy little play. I kind of like that. Let's keep looking, and I'll come back to that for sure. Elijah Higgins is a guy that I have not heard of. He's gotten 5 catches in his last 3 games. It's pretty impressive. Could he be a part of this Cardinals offense tonight? Absolutely. But this is the side that I really want to take a look at. Over-under for this game is 54.5. Team props wise, the Cowboys are projected 29.5 points. So we're looking at around 4 touchdowns. So we got to pick some winners here. Let's take a look at the Cowboys offense. Dak. Let's see, his over-under 2.5 passing touchdowns is at plus 170. Wow. That to me seems kind of high. Looks like a potential misprice here. His total yards is 271.5, which is surprising. You would think that these numbers would be pretty, this would be flopped, right? You would think, man, 2.5 touchdowns, that's a lot of touchdowns to throw. Interception is plus 105. The Cardinals have gotten an interception in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 of their 7 games this year. Javonte Williams over under 65.5. I mean, he's consistently getting at least 13 carries over these games. Let's see here. Jaden Blue. I mean, he's got an uptick in production recently. That's interesting to see. Let's see here. Let's filter this out and say more than 12 rushing attempts. What do the Cardinals look like? 89.8 yards per game. So far this season, they've let that go 3 out of 5 games. I kind of like that line of 65.5 from Javonte Williams. 69.5 yards is a little too much, but he's done that in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 7. Oh, no, the Cowboys have played 8 games. 5 of the 8 games that they've played so far this year. I find that one a little interesting. Let's look at first quarter props. Wow, first quarter props. Some intrinsic value here. Okay, 13.5. I kind of like that. Looks like he's getting the rock quite a bit. Okay. Well, we could see here when the Cardinals. Okay, this is play number 1. We're getting into the nitty-gritty of things today. Uh-oh. It seems I've lost my here it is. My tablet. This is where I record everything so that we can, go throw it in after the stream is over with. Let's hop right into it because that I think is an interesting play to take a look at. Let's see here. Good notes. NFL. Monday Night Football picks. Okay, let's start with this. Javonte Williams. Over 13.5 rushing yards in the first quarter. That, to me, has some intrinsic values. You know what we're also going to look at here tonight? We're going, and that's 1.13 units. 113 on DraftKings. Okay. Let's go take a look at the trending insights page. Let's try to find some trending insights here. So we're going to look at minimum odds minus 120. Maximum odds, we'll go plus 180. We're specifically looking at Arizona, Dallas. We're going to look on all markets, hit rate percentage, offensive hit rate percentage. Now we'll clear that. Best lines. Okay, here we go. Javonte Williams over first quarter rushing attempts. He's done this in 5 of his last 5 games. He's averaging 4.8, 3.5 minus 117. Kind of like that. Dak Prescott over first half rushing yards, over half. Wow. Interesting. Okay. That's an interesting insight. His average is 7.2. Let's take a look at that real quick. Let me click on that. I can't off tab it. So let's look at his prop analysis. Quarter number 1. Let's not do quarter. Let's do first half. First half rush yards. Okay, we got it. Yeah, look at that. Underdogs got it at minus 118. Now, if you'll take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen, he's had a rushing attempt in 8 of his last 10 games. Specifically this season, he's had it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. 6 games he's run the ball. The Cardinals have allowed this in 9 of their last 10. What do you guys think about this? Dak Prescott over half a rushing yard. I mean, 1.5, he's only done it 50% of the time. 4.5, he's done it 30% of the time. 9.5, he's done it 30% of the time. That seems like a lot to ask for. 9.5 is kind of crazy. Let's see. I mean, those zeros and these ones are kind of freaking me out. We'll come back to this one. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. First half rushing yard, just 1. I mean, hey, we're not asking for too much, right? We're just asking for 1. Cowboys Cardinals fourth quarter total over 14.5. Now, this one seems a little juicy to me. The average for both of these teams is well over that 14.5 number. Cowboys have done it in 3 of their last 5. Cardinals have done it in 5 of their last 5. That's definitely one to take a look at. So AZ Dallas over 14.5 fourth quarter. We'll take a look at that one on the big screen here. Dak under 140 passing yards has not done this in 8 of his last 10, going over, that is, going 8 of his last 10. The Cardinals have not allowed this in 7 of their last 7. Wow, that seems crazy. We'll take a look at that one as well. So Dak under first half pass yards. We'll go and look at that. So Cowboys team total over 7.5 minus 115. Don't hate that. Trey McBride under 20.5 longest reception. Cowboys have not had this in 7 of their last 8. And that's this season. 4 of their last 5. Trey McBride. Very curious to see that. We'll take a look at that. So these are some good trending insights here. By the way, looking at this stuff via the doinksports.com tools. So many different tools. You got the hit rater, you got cheat sheets, you got trending insights. Use them, guys. This is one of the best websites. You can look at Monday Night Football tonight for free if you're a new customer. Check it out. Educate and leverage every play that you make. When I say educate, I'm talking about learn the analytics behind your choices. If you think that Dallas is going to go over the second quarter team total, or you're wondering why, go back and look at the different games so that they've played so far this season. So, for example, click on the Dallas Cowboys, look at these games, just click one. You can see in the second quarter, they scored 13 points versus Philadelphia. Against the Giants, they scored 10. And against the Bears, they scored 11. So there are just so many different ways that you can use this website. I encourage you to go check it out for free tonight. If you like it, use my code Plaisant. Oh, my banner's not showing up for some reason. Let's show that. There we go. And look at the banner there at the bottom. Use my code Plaisant. That's PLIZONT. 25% off of any purchase of your choosing. I highly recommend it. I wouldn't be doing these streams if I didn't. So let's continue with these plays here. Jake Ferguson, anytime touchdown, plus 133. He's caught one in 4 of his last 5. Arizona has allowed one in 3 of their last 5 to tight end ones. Very interesting. Fergie Ferg, dating, I believe, a famous basketball player. Let's see, anytime touchdown, plus 133. That's an interesting prop to take a look at. Elijah Higgins under 7.5 longest reception. Okay, we'll stay clear of that one. Marvin Harrison Jr. Oh, Cowboys first quarter team total under 6.5. Dallas has had under 6.5 first quarter team total points in 4 of the last 5 games. Arizona has only allowed that in 2 of their last 7. And that's plus 115. Cowboys under 6.5. I wonder what under 7.5 would look like. We'll have to go back and take a look at that. Let's see, under 6.5 first quarter. Okay, let's keep looking. Jake Ferguson under 7.5 first quarter receiving yards. Luke Schoonmaker over first half receiving yards. Plus 150, plus 152. Wow. Let's take a look at his quarter analysis here. Quarter splits. Can we look at prop analysis? Look at first half, because that's the prop, correct? Yeah, plus 146. Oh, wow. He just doesn't catch balls, I guess. At home, no, not much to say there. I mean, he hasn't caught one all season at home in the first half. Hasn't caught one in prime time in the first half versus Arizona and didn't catch one. Okay. Yeah, we'll stay clear of that one, plus 152. There's a reason it's looking like plus 152, ladies and gentlemen. Arizona Cardinals under 220 or under 25.5 points. Has scored under 25.5 in 4 of the last 5 games. The Cowboys have a pretty sorry defense, but they're at home. I'd like to see what their totals are at home. We'll go and look at that. So AZ under 25.5 points. Take a look at that. A lot of Luke Schoonmaker takes. Arizona under fourth quarter total, plus 125. Arizona under second half team total under 12.5. Okay, I think we've got some value plays here. So we've got Arizona, Dallas, fourth quarter total points allowed. We've got Dak under first half passing yards. Trey McBride under 20.5. Longest reception. I don't love that one considering how many targets he gets. Jake Ferguson, anytime touchdown, Cowboy. Let's go take a look at the Jake Ferguson anytime touchdowns before we try to get into anything else. And then we'll also look at Zay Jones as well. I think that could be an interesting prop to take here. So we'll go to touchdowns and we'll try to pick some anytime touchdown players. So the Cowboys are atrocious. We all know this. Let's see. I think this is Bam Night. Yeah, Bam Night. Don't really know what the Z stands for, but his anytime touchdown is at plus 140. The Cowboys give up the roughly 22nd most, maybe even 23rd most touchdowns to running backs out of anybody in the league. The Cardinals run the ball about 41% of the time, so this could definitely be a pass here. Zay Jones, 3.3% of the targets tonight. He is plus 450. Michael Wilson is plus 255. He's only caught one touchdown on the year. Marvin Harrison Jr. has only caught a couple touchdowns so far this season. There's really not a lot of skill position players that have some good touchdown props. Jacoby Brissett, I find this very interesting, is plus 500 anytime touchdown. What are his, let's go look at his rushing props. Red zone rush attempt 0.3. Plus 500 seems a little juicy to me. I think Jacoby Brissett could sneak in tonight. Might be my long shot play of the night. Brissett anytime touchdown. We'll come back to this. Okay, let's look at Dallas. Weakness here for the Cardinals is tight ends for sure. Jake Ferguson plus 133. I mean, the Cowboys have 4 players that are anytime touchdown near, like, close to 100 or under 100. Minus 160 here for Javonte Williams. I mean, he's scored a touchdown in almost every single game. So is Jake Ferguson. So is George Pickens. CeeDee Lamb has not scored a touchdown in quite some time, I don't believe. Second that, yeah. I mean, look at these guys. This is Jacoby Brissett. We'll come back to this. We're going to look here. So Jake Ferguson gets by far the most red zone targets. Well, not by far. I mean, George Pickens is right behind him. He's plus 125. This is kind of a tough one to take a look at here. Let's look at trending insights. Prop analysis. Jake Ferguson has scored 4 touchdowns in his last 4 games. Did not really. I mean, he got some hefty target numbers too early on in the season. Phew. Man, I mean, his line's at 2.5. I mean, I kind of love that, huh? Jake Ferguson's line here is at 18.5. That can't be right. Wow. Okay, I find this very interesting. What's his 345 line looking like? He's done this in almost every. I mean, he's done this in almost every game this season. I mean, is he coming off an injury? Did I miss something there? Let me Google that real quick. Jake Ferguson injury? Is Jake Ferguson playing today? Prop bets. How bad is Jake Ferguson's injury? Had contusion as of August 8th. November 18th. Okay, it looks like Jake Ferguson is healthy. This definitely seems like a misprice here at 18.5. I mean, he has only done this in 50% of his games, but looking specifically at the games that let's look at this. Let's filter out the targets here. I mean, on average, he's getting 3.8. Let's say more than 2 targets a game. Right? I mean, he's doing this 60% of the time. I mean, I guess that's kind of on the money here for a minus 115 bet. 14.5, 60%. 90% of the time he's going over. He gets more than 2 targets. Huh. What's Dak averaging? What am I missing here? Anytime touchdown parlay, Brissett and Jones. Wow. I see you over there, hefty lefty. What were the odds on that? Can you plug that? What were the odds on an anytime touchdown parlay with Brissett and Jones? I mean, that's a long shot, to say the least. A long shot of a long shot, but damn. Oh, wow. Jacoby Brissett's odds just went down by 40 in the middle of us having this conversation. Craziness. We'll have to come back and take a look at that again. I mean, I guess we might want to get it while the going's getting. Zay Jones went to plus 480. Very interesting numbers there. That's something to take a look at for sure. Dak is plus 700 tonight for a touchdown, which is less than or more than Jacoby Brissett in terms of value. But yet Dak has scored a touchdown this season. Huh. I find this all very interesting. George Pickens, anytime touchdown, plus 125. I kind of like that. Jake Ferguson's just right under him at plus 128. And they pretty much have identical numbers here. Ferguson has caught the majority of his passes. I mean, how's he at 0.8? That's the question. He's played in 8 games. This should be at 0.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, well, okay. 4 out of 7. Number shouldn't be at 0.8, though. Very interesting. George Pickens, on the other hand, has only caught 2. These numbers seem a little skewed, ladies and gentlemen. I scooped them on DraftKings plus 500 on both early. Okay. Javonte Williams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'm missing something here because the Cowboys are scoring way more touchdowns than that. Let me look at Javonte. Just let me look at the Cowboys. Cowboys stats holistically. Stats. Touchdowns. Javonte Williams has scored 8 touchdowns. Yeah, what am I missing here on this screen? Javonte Williams, 8 touchdowns. I don't know. I don't know what I'm missing here, but I do know for a fact that Javonte Williams has scored 8 touchdowns. Jake Ferguson has scored 6 touchdowns. George Pickens has scored 6 touchdowns. Something seems a little off here. Maybe let's look at Javonte Williams' game log. I'm using a offsite reference here. Touchdown against the Giants, Packers, Jets. Packers is missing a touchdown there. Okay. I see now. We've got a couple of statistical errors here, but overall, we know Javonte Williams has scored 8 touchdowns so far this year. So he's averaging a touchdown a game. We know this for a fact. Red zone rush share, 68%. The Cowboys pass 56% of the time. Okay. Cardinals give up their most touchdowns to running backs. Javonte Williams has scored a touchdown in 4 of his last 5 games. We'll go Javonte Williams anytime touchdown, plus 160. And we'll also pair that with a Jake Ferguson anytime touchdown, plus 133. And we'll also pair that with a George Pickens anytime touchdown, plus 125. I think the Cowboys are going to put up some points tonight. So 1.6 units on Javonte Williams. Anytime touchdown. 1 unit on Jake Ferguson. And 1 unit on George Pickens. I would slam one on CeeDee Lamb, but I cannot trust a guy who has both been injured and has not gotten a ton of play so far this season. So we'll go with the other big 3 out of the 4. So George Pickens, anytime touchdown. So that's plus 128, plus 125, and minus 160. And that's via Caesars. Jake Ferg is underdog, and George Pickens is via Caesars as well. Okay, so these are the plays that we have so far. Not to mention Javonte Williams over 13.5 rush yards in the first quarter. Okay, let's go back and look at anytime touchdowns. Let's try to pick 2. Pick 2. Bottom bum. Trey McBride. Anytime touchdown plus 115. Let's look at the game logs for these guys. So Trey McBride has caught 0.6. He's caught 3 in his last 2 games. Jacoby Brissett seems to love this guy. I mean, they get creative every time they go to Dallas versus Dallas. That was back in 2023. Okay. Anybody else got any plays that we can see here before we get cracking? Zay Jones plus 480. I'm going to go with the Jacoby Brissett anytime touchdown. That will be my long shot play of the night. I think Brissett is going to get some kind of like tush push or scramble play anytime touchdown plus 460. And that's via FanDuel. He was at plus 500 earlier. Unfortunately, we weren't able to plug that in early enough, but I kind of like Brissett on a scramble touchdown. Dallas is 27th in the league in giving them up to quarterbacks, 31st in the league in giving up rushing yards. I mean, offenses should be rolling tonight. Over under 53.5. Let's go take a look at the over under there. The Cardinals have consistently gone under this number. The Cowboys have consistently gone over this number. Team props wise, Cardinals is set at 24.5. They have not hit that in quite some time. Under 25.5 is minus 111. Under 26.5 is minus 128. Under 28.5. I'm going to go out on a long shot and say a 2-unit play. Arizona under 28.5 points. They have not done that this season. They've come close a couple times, but have not done that yet this season. That's via FanDuel. 2-unit play right there. Something I'm very confident in. The Cowboys have only let this happen 5 of their 8 games, and look who they've done it against. The Broncos at home, the Cardinals at home, the Packers in a shootout, the Bears at home, and the Giants. I mean, don't even get me started on what the hell happened in that Giants game. So I don't think the Cardinals are going to be able to do this. They seem very discombobulated, very demoralized. That Kyler Murray injury is brutal. Do I really think that a backup quarterback is going to be able to go in and win this game like that? I definitely don't think so. So speaking of that, I'm also going to take the Cowboys 1 unit, Dallas minus 3.5. And that's plus 100. And that's via Fanatics. So, I mean, we're trying to get our get back day today. I think the Cardinals can score 3 touchdowns on the day, but 4 touchdowns is asking for a lot. I definitely think the Cowboys can do that. Their offense is absolutely electric. Dak Prescott has been throwing up so many good numbers over the last few weeks. Am I that big of a goofball looking at these stats? I am. Ladies and gentlemen, I severely apologize. There are the numbers we're looking for. That's on me. That's a mental error on me. I was looking at first half scoring props. There's no error on this website. I'm just a goofball. Guys, you're watching this stream. You're seeing me operate this. If you find this frustrating and you don't think I'm operating this enough, go give it a try for yourselves. Doinksports.com. It's free tonight for anybody that's a new customer. Go take a look at it. It's definitely worth your time. You will get so much useful information. I highly recommend it. I would not be doing these streams if not for my belief in this website. Use my code at the bottom here, PLIZONT, 25% off. Let's continue talking about this game. So we've looked at a bunch of anytime touchdowns. We got George Pickens, Jacoby Brissett, Jake Ferguson, Javonte Williams, all anytime touchdowns. Then we're looking at Arizona under 28.5 points. I don't believe they score more than 4 touchdowns. The Cowboys minus 3.5. I think they do score more than 4 touchdowns. Cowboys offense has been so great so far this season. The Cardinals are a little banged up in the secondary. Haven't gotten any official word on Will Johnson, but I don't think he's going to play tonight. And if he does, it'll be in a limited capacity. Let's look at some player props and see what we got here for this game. Jaden Blue has seen an increase in production. His line right now is at under 3.5 carries. Let's look at the Cowboys depth chart real quick and see where he's ranked on it. He is ranked. Malik Davis, I believe, was activated off the injured reserve. Let me see if that's right. News. No, nothing official on Malik Davis. I don't believe he's played a game so far this season, but Jaden Blue also, according to the ESPN website, has been ruled out for this game. Let me go and take a look at him real quick. Or Jadon Blue. Oh wow, this was as of 16 minutes ago. Blue coach's decision listed as inactive on Monday Night Football. So Jaden Blue is out for this game. Malik Davis in, and then I believe the other guy on the Cowboys depth chart, off the top of my head, is on IR, right? It's Phil Maffa, yeah, on the injured reserve. So it's just Javonte Williams and Malik Davis. That means Javonte Williams should be getting a fat amount of carries here. Over under 15.5 plus 100. I'd be going over this 65.5 prop, minus 110, 1.1 units. Javonte Williams. Over 65.5 rush yards. And that is minus 110. Fanatics. Okay. Love that. Cardinals under. Yep. Okay, I'm just taking some notes on my iPad as we continue to go through. So that's another play that we got for tonight's game. I think he goes over that, considering Jadon Blue is out for this game. Let me Google Malik Davis real quick. Malik Davis. He's a second-year player out of. Where is he out of? Out of Florida? Oh, and he's not a second-year player. He's all the way back to 2022, undrafted. Cowboys. Oh, they signed him to the active roster 5 hours ago. Jadon Blue is officially inactive. Yeah, so Javonte Williams should be getting the lion's share of the carries tonight. That's what I would imagine. So I'm going to go over that. Looking at this Cardinals team, look at the numbers here when they go over 13 carries. 21 for 123, 14 for 67, 19 for 81, 17 for 52 for CMC. But we see CMC is much more involved in the pass game here. So that over should be hitting. His total yards is 85.5. Don't love that, but I do like the 65.5. Anytime touchdown as well. I mean, this is probably going to be the only guy in the red zone that's going to be touching the rock. So love that play for Dallas there. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on trekking. CD, my guy, wide receiver 1, allegedly, on my fantasy team, allegedly, has not really produced to the liking of CD Lamb so far this season. Played in just 5 games. Early on, 7 catches, 110 yards. Can't complain. Versus the Giants, 9 catches, 112 yards. Can't complain. Washington, 5 catches, 110 yards, and a touchdown. Cannot complain, ladies and gentlemen. That game versus Chicago, he got injured in. Last week versus Denver, he was a little low, especially in the first half. Came alive a little bit in the second half. But look at CeeDee Lamb at home. He's averaging 81.9. He's hit this in 70% of his last 10 games. Specifically, the one versus the Giants and the one versus the Commanders. He sails over that line. His longest reception hit 80% of the time, 25.5. That seems really low. Arizona, he's done that 3 of his 3 games that he's played in his career. He's hit the over 25.5 in 70% of his games. Prime time, 90% of his game. Man, I'm going CD over 25.5, longest reception. Yeah. 1.1 units. CD Lamb over 25.5, longest reception, minus 110, and that's what, via DraftKings? Yeah, so I mean, we're loading up on the plays here. The Cardinals have actually given this up in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of their last 6 games, 5 of their 7 total games so far this season. Once again, a banged up Cardinals secondary. Oh, I just saw your message, Hefty Lefty. I appreciate it, my friend. I'm out here trying to do the work of the people, as are you and a lot of other of our friends here on this Doink Sports stream. I know Pascal's out here trying to do the good work, so I appreciate that. We love just coming in on a Monday, a Thursday, a Saturday, a Sunday, and just grinding away. There's nothing better than getting after it on a Monday night for a great football game. Cowboys Cardinals is going to be fun to watch. I think it's going to end up being a relative shootout. I'm talking like final score prediction somewhere around like 31-21 is my final score prediction. I think George Pickens and CD are going to be making some highlight plays. Javonte Williams is going to be pounding the rock. Dak's going to be slinging it. Then Jacoby Brissett is going to come out and surprise us and play way better than we thought, just because that Cowboys defense is just atrocious. I mean, it's just awful. Every single position group needs an upgrade. And hey, it could be better if they maybe had somebody that could get to the quarterback, but they don't. Shocker. Let's continue. George Pickens. We see here his numbers at 63.5. Let's look at what he's looked like with CeeDee Lamb on the field. So more filters. I'm using the doingsports.com tool, by the way, guys. Go check it out for yourself. Monday Night Football tonight is free for new customers. If you're interested, look at it for yourselves. If you like it, go and purchase a subscription. Use my code for 25% off. It is unbelievably useful. So looking at CD with, let's type that in. Let's not even search it. CeeDee Lamb. Scroll back up to the top. There he is, player. Here are the numbers. He's averaging 65.2, which is around that 63 number. He's averaging 4.8 catches, which once again is around that 4.5 number. Longest reception is 24.5. Not as big of a deep ball threat as CD has been so far this season. 2 touchdowns, plus 125. 2 of his 5 games with touchdowns. I kind of like this line right here, over 63.5. Over 59.5 is minus 136. I mean, wow. Over 29.5 is 7.15. Let's see here. I mean, he scored a touchdown 60% of his games. That's pretty impressive. Let's keep going. We'll come back to this. If anything, ladies and gentlemen, I love that prop right there of George Pickens over 63.5 yards. The Cardinals have not given this up so far this season to wide receiver 2s, but have not played a wide receiver 2 of this type of caliber. Michael Pittman lead wide receiver 1. Who was the wide receiver 1? Alec Pierce. That's wrong. Let's see. Kendrick Bourne, Hunter Renfrow, Rashid Shaheed. No. Okay, let's continue. Tolbert, probably not going to get a lot of action. Jake Ferguson has been getting a ton of action. His catches at 5.5. The Cardinals have let up a lot of yards to tight ends over the last few weeks. Wow. This has got to be their weak spot, huh? Cardinals defense. Yeah, their weak spot is tight ends, 68.71. So Jake Ferg, his line, let's go back down to it. Where is he? There he is. There's that handsome guy. At home, he's averaging 37.2, which is a little bit better versus Arizona. He got 48 yards in a game back in 2023 prime time. He's looking a little worse for wear. Anytime touchdown-wise, though, he scored 5 touchdowns. No. What is that? 6 touchdowns in his last 5 games. That's pretty impressive. Schumacher, his reception line's at 0.5, minus 165. Don't hate that. Don't hate that at all. And if he catches a ball, he's pretty close to those numbers. The question is if he's going to catch those. Okay. I'm going off on a tangent here, trying to find some more good plays. Let's go back to that hit rater, and let's go trending insights. We'll go Dallas, minimum odds 100. All markets, hit rate. Let's see. Can we just do 80? Defensive hit rate. Minimum hit rate 20%. Less than, better than 80%. Under touchdown. No. Yeah, here we go. Over touchdown. Yeah, this is the one we want. Jake Ferg, anytime touchdown. Over. We'll do all outcomes overs. There we go. Okay. The only one that we see right here is Jake Ferguson anytime touchdown. We'll go hit rate. We'll do 60%. See if that actually helps. Punching anything before we close out the stream in the last few minutes. Javonte Williams over first quarter receiving yards. Interesting. Javonte Williams over first quarter receptions. Interesting. Dallas team total over 7.5. Dallas has had over 7.5 fourth quarter team total points in 3 of their last 5 games at home. Arizona has allowed 7.5 fourth quarter points in 4 of their last 5 games. Average 9.4, average 12. Aha. There we go. Intrinsic value right there. Dallas over 7.5 fourth quarter points plus 115. Hard Rock. Okay, we'll come back to that. Marvin Harrison Jr. over first quarter receiving yards plus 110, 9.5. He's done this in 6 of his last 10 games on the road. Dallas has allowed this in 5 of their 8 games so far this season. Dallas over 14.5 second half team total points, 3.5. Okay. I see that. How about minimum odds minus 115? And then we'll make this 60% as well. Submit. What do we see here? Over 14.5. Okay. Love that. Fourth quarter total points. This is probably the one we'll go with. Yeah, we'll probably go with this one. Javonte Williams over receiving yards and over receptions. Seems that this is a interesting prop. Over yards plus 152, over receptions plus 108, plus 152 over receiving yards. Interesting. I mean, he's done this in 3 of his last 5. Dak, first half rushing yards. Okay. Marvin Harrison Jr. over 7.5. Okay. Marvin Harrison Jr. over 55.5 total yards. Here we go. That's a good prop. Love that right there. Marvin Harrison Jr. over 55.5 receiving yards. Done this in 6 of his last 10. Cowboys have allowed this in 4 of their last 5. Perfect. Love this play. Marv over yards. We'll come back to that one. So we got 2 plays here from this trending insights page. Longest rush over 6.5. No. For Dak? No, I don't like that. Okay. I think we're near the bottom. Jake Ferguson, longest reception over 15.5. Don't love that. Okay. So we got 2 more plays, and then we're going to close out the stream. So let's go here. Let's go to player props, and we'll do Marvin Harrison Jr. first. Marvin Harrison Jr. And I'll look at Trey McBride one more time as well. Let's look at Trey McBride. So targets. Looks like he's averaging around 9 targets a game. We'll filter out and say more than 7. What is he averaging? 74.3. And looking at the Cowboys, when they have a guy that has more than 7 targets a game, that number only increases to 60.8. Receptions wise, it's 6.7. Anytime touchdowns, it's 40%. Anytime touchdowns, it's 60%. So nothing of good value there for Trey McBride. But let's look at Marvin Harrison Jr. And he's consistently getting around 6 targets. So we'll say more than 5 on the road. Okay, that number's about 63. Let's look at on the road. Over 55, 58.5 is that line. Let's see what 55.5 is minus 115 on Caesars. What about 44? That's only 50 as well. What about 38? 34, 3.85 units on that. What does his number look like? 80%. So 59.4 is his average in his last 10. In prime time, his average is 61. What is 34.5? Cowboys have allowed that in 80% of their games. Tet McMillan, Devontae Smith. Okay. I mean, this is 3.85 units. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of cheddar right there, ladies and gentlemen. What about 2? See, the drop off there is crazy. 10 yards is 20 percentage points. 70. No. I'll stick away from the Marvin Harrison Jr. over yards. Dallas Cowboys over 7.5 points. We'll go team props. Sides, team props. No. Over-unders. The fourth quarter line is 14.9 or 14.5. Cardinals are averaging 14.9. The Cowboys in their fourth quarter are averaging 16.2. First half overs 70% of the time at 27. Let's look at the team props. What are the Cowboys scoring in the first half? 14.5. Cardinals are allowing that second half. Not a lot that I see favorable here. Meanwhile, the Cardinals first half is 12.5. Cowboys are allowing 15.5. No, we'll stick away from that and we'll call it a day on our plays here. I'm going back and forth through a lot of them. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just now tuning into the stream, I'm about to close it out. My name is Plaisant. Check me out on social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I talk about all three sports, the NBA, college football, and the NFL. Here are my plays for tonight using the Doink Sports website. Go check it out for yourself, doinksports.com. That's code PLIZONT for 25% off of any purchase of your choosing. You can look at Monday Night Football tonight for free if you want to just go test it out for yourselves. But here's what I've got. Javonte Williams, anytime touchdown. Jake Ferguson, anytime touchdown. George Pickens, anytime touchdown. Jacoby Brissett, long shot play of the night, anytime touchdown. And I saw, by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but that Jacoby Brissett number went back up to plus 500. So go grab that while you can at FanDuel. Arizona, under 28.5 points. Cowboys, minus 3.5. Javonte Williams, over 65.5 rushing yards. Javonte Williams, over 13.5 rush yards. And CeeDee Lamb, longest reception, over 25.5 yards. That's going to do it for our stream, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We will be back tomorrow night at 5:30 p.m. to be talking about some NBA plays as well. So good luck to everyone tonight. We will see you